Okay, here we are again. So, we will be looking at Nora's sun on the IC in Cancer. How interesting. So, just before we started recording, Nora already shared that the empathetic, caring, sensitive side is reserved for just the people that are very close, but she doesn't move that way in the world at all. Can you say more about that?
Yes, I have two kids, and for me, giving the empathy or the understanding to the others is like stealing the bread from my own kids, the energy from them. So I'm very stingy with that. I'm very sharp with what I give to the others, but also they also taught me on how humans should work, because they have more understanding and better communication skills than the adults. So it's like, why can I communicate with a child, but you cannot understand this? Why can a child understand the meaning of consequences versus punishment, for example? But it's quite interesting because it is also my own work. It's also my reflection as a mother, how I raised them. Because kids come as a blank paper, we come as blank papers, and our inner voice is actually our own parents. So it's quite interesting. But yes, people don't see me, don't perceive me that way. When I go to work, for example, I come off as harsh. We do the work. We are here to work, clock in, do it, concise, fast, go home is fine. We don't have to get too personal. So it's very interesting dynamic. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay, therefore I'm seeing your Mars Saturn square very much in the first and the 10th house, right? How you come off to people in general is like, let's get it done. We don't need to get too close. We're here to do the work, clock in, get it done. I'm especially feeling Saturn in that, right? But
Yeah.
then your life is happening so much in the fourth house with the sun in Cancer.
Yeah, actually, the most activity and the most impact they had the fourth house. But it's interesting you added the gave the example of how is connecting with the first and the 10th house. Because, for example, in the first house, I'm an Aries rising, so I'm very particular in very each placement in my life. So I was a dancer, for example, for half of my life. So I'm very into motion, Aries, Mars, and all that. And for example,
But
I
also
took,
because your moon is in the fifth house Leo, that also comes up for me when you say that
yeah,
you've been a
a
dancer
little
for
bit,
him.
yeah, a little bit more childish. I can get down on my knees to play with kids, and yeah, I can do spontaneous stuff like now. I chose to do this podcast. Ah, let's do it for fun. Yeah. But
Okay.
so that is my fun part. But my workplace will never see my fun part and will never see my empathetic part, for example. So it's like is you can come to me and tell me you have a problem, I'll take a shift, but don't start telling me like I will respect your is also my way of saying I respect your boundaries. You don't need to tell me. So it's very particular in a way. They don't meet, never meet. Is different.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, that makes me think especially about Saturn in your 10th.
Mm,
You're very like when it's work, when it's about your public image, you're there just to be serious and to get the work done and to be compliant, not to do all the cutesy stuff.
yeah.
Right? So there's like work life is work, and then there's home. And I guess because your son is on the IC, like home and family is the biggest part of your life.
Yeah, yeah, it I give the most there. Yeah, probably, yeah, because it sucks all my energy, but it's also my own choice to do that. Is the part I will always choose to nurture most. So yeah, and the Saturn is the discipline. It's like is yeah, is the mental discipline. It's not only the discipline as in task where we wake up early in the morning. It's not that for me. It's the mental discipline on how we should show up. It is yeah, it's interesting now that you point that out because it's like the show up, the 10 house. Yeah. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you tell us more about like your family, where you live, how you live?
I would probably need my whole podcast on this. Like this, I told you this. You picked the most controversial house in the whole
Yeah.
chart. I would probably need my own podcast on this. I have the Chiron there. I don't know if you focus on that, but is clocking, and also the moon, where you said I have the moon and Leo, and it's beautiful. It can be beautiful. For example, as a mother, my daughter is she's my firstborn because I have two. She's Leo sun, so I'm very cheerleader for her, and my area is baby boy, so it's like I'm very cheer. It's beautiful, but I also have my south node there, so it's like it was very karmic in a sense. My ex-partner is also a Cancer, so like that's huge. It was a huge thing. I grew up, I had my mother, but she remarried super fast. I was a baby, so I learned to call my father my own father, the man she married. It was fine. It was fine, but the problem it was that I was born in Romania. It was right after the communism, and it was chaotic. It was when we talk about houses, for example, for placement on how we live. It was huge chaotic on rentals, and they couldn't hold a place where they could live for a longer time, because the owner could just snap one day, say, I found someone that could pay more. So it was very shaky. It wasn't steady at all. And I basically grew up with my aunt, so they could give me some sort of stability, so they won't move me from one place to another all the time. They tried,
Mhm.
but I basically didn't grow up with them. They would come to me, of course, but I was mostly there, so I could have some stability. But it was still shaky because no one can replace the parents. So
Mm,
yeah,
mhm. So
but
you were searching for your parents and you were searching for home. Like that was a
yeah,
big
yeah,
part of your
yeah. It
story
was.
was finding home.
Yeah, and it's also like if you think about the social construct and the place where we are born, and like I don't know if we choose it or not, but everything played a huge role for why I had a shaky ground there. And a funny thing is that I always wanted to be a mother. When I was a child, I was absolutely obsessed with nurturing anything that was a baby. Isn't I thought a while maybe is because of I don't know, maybe I was seeking that affection, but nah, I was now when I look back and I'm an adult and I know better. um no, I was absolutely obsessed with babies, with puppies, with cats. I remember I begged my mom to buy me baby chickens, and I was very fixated that they had to be 10 and they had to be golden and fluffy. And the funny thing is that she gave up at some point and sent me to some relative that had a house to have a yard where I could play with those. And probably she thought, oh, it's fine, maybe they will keep them. But with my love, that is suffocation. It was like suffocating when I was a child. I put them in a little, like a belly. I don't know. Maybe in German you can understand. In Danish is also belly. It's like it was a plastic bowl, and I started to wash them, Emilian. I started to wash them, and with gentle and care, and with shampoo and with soap, and only one survived. And I was like, and I didn't know because I was so small. And I put them on a towel and I put them online very carefully, and to dry. It was summer, but only one could sit in one place because he was alive.
You drowned them.
They probably died because of the soap or the cold. Because
Oh my God.
yeah. So I was, yeah, and then, but I was very little and I didn't realize, and they didn't tell me, to not traumatize me. Um, and they kept lying to me, laughing at that, the whole thing. But then I had an aunt on my father's side, and she got pregnant, and she got a winter suit for her baby. And she gave it to me. My mother, no, no, stop it. Don't feed the Lulu. But no, she gave it to me, and I filled it up with clothing, so I could have my own baby, human size. And I had the whole pregnancy. So I was like, I was very fixated on that. And even when I remember I was 19, 20, and I was dreaming about opening my own kindergarten and building my own educational system. And I was planning, but yes, then I would also have to invest in a school, primary school. I cannot send them afterwards like that in the system. And then I blocked out universities because it doesn't fit. So it's also very perfectionist kind of way. And in my teenage years, I also volunteered. It was when I stopped dancing. I had the exams, like the final exams, and were like 5 exams. It was intense. My mother stopped me, which was the worst thing she could do to me. And I went to a psychologist. And that was a very shifting moment for me on my mental discipline there. Like, it started another journey. So that was 2008. If you think about transits a little bit, yeah. And I started to volunteer. She sent me to volunteer. I had one project at juvenile delinquency and 1 year at abuse department, abused kids. So I also did that.
Uh-huh.
But yeah.
For me, it's coming up a lot, the square between Jupiter and Mars. For example, when you said that you had finally gotten all the chickens and you were so excited to take care of them.
Mm.
And therefore I feel the Jupiter in Cancer, right? And you wash them but then the Mars in Aries makes me feel about how you don't know any better, but you just go for it because you feel like doing it and you end up killing them.
But yeah, it was like it was. Well, I was very, very small. I wasn't even at school. I imagine I was like, yeah, but. But yeah, but I was doing it. What do you mean? I was very confident in what I was doing.
Yeah, exactly.
So I was like, what do you mean? Is
Also,
love.
the same with working with delinquents, right? Because Jupiter in Cancer to take care, but Mars in Aries, they're delinquents.
That was a very shifting moment for me because that's where I started to move towards psychology and I got into mental discipline. Because of course, when I looked back, I remembered when I was 17 or something, and they told me, they bursted out, all body bursted out and loud laughing and oh my God, you don't know. And I was shocked. And of course, it scared me, like, can I kill with my love? And it raised many questions for me. And maybe it's also the Mercury and Gemini there. I went through that train of thought and I actually put in balance what's there. And I realized kindness is not everything. You need discernment. Helping is not it if it's not consent. So it was a huge shift there. And I started therapy and I continued with a lot of therapy. It was my most desired wish when to get out of the exams and pump all the work I could in myself. And I did, yeah. And
Okay,
I
there
did,
I'm feeling the sun very much on the IC. Go on.
Yeah, so I actually did therapy a lot before I had my own kids. Um, yeah, but
Mhm.
is also is very hard to balance all these three, as you say. The Mars with the Saturn and the Sun, they are very, very hard to balance. Is like this is why, for example, this is why I got divorced, because it's okay on like by the book. Yeah, I chose right. Oh my God, you did therapy. It sounds right. It sounds perfect. But when you focus too much on yourself, you might neglect the other one. But I didn't see what the other one was doing, and I was also we go back to the childhood, and I was also a little bit more independent. I'm the oldest child. I'm the one that didn't grow up with a mother. So I thought that I'm doing me and you're doing you, and then it got really bad. It got really, really bad, and I just got out. So is very is very hard to balance, because when if I look back, yeah, it can sound fine, but it's not necessarily fine. And let's say if he was a good person and it wasn't about what he's doing, it's still not okay, because you still neglect the other one. You can focus on yourself and invest in yourself to become a better parent, a better person. Just to rush to do everything. There's also the Mars.
Yeah.
Rush, rush. You don't have time. Come on, quick, pump it, cry it out, say it. Mental discipline, military. Let's do it. Let's do it. And yeah, but you can also neglect the other part. And I also feel many now in this present moment, I have times when I think I'm stopping, and do I really need in my lifetime to? Am I forced to choose between career and home? I do feel that sometimes,
How
because
so?
yeah, sometimes it feels like I have to choose between career and home. Like I cannot do both in this lifetime.
Okay.
Like,
I'm
like
feeling.
yeah, like every time if I'm investing, it's like I have to keep this hidden. I have to keep my for example, I had the job where the boss was just absolutely toxic. It was narcissistic, and I could sense it. And I said no, but others around me pushed me, and this is why I don't listen to anyone. And I said, whatever, I will give it a try, because it was my area of sports. And when I left the job, um, he threatened me by email. He threatened my own kids, my children's lives.
Uh,
Yeah. So it was, and of course I went to the police. But imagine how shocking that sounds. And I also changed my name just to keep them hidden, to not have people find them, ella find family relatives. So it's
mhm.
is a very hidden part, and it feels like I always have to protect them and hide them of people I work with.
Okay, do you see that T square that's happening to your Mars and Aries? Right, Saturn in your
Yeah,
10th, the toxic boss, Mars in Aries, the life-threatening, and Jupiter in Cancer in the fourth, protecting your children and keeping them safe. So
yeah.
this is what I see when you say that, yeah, you have to keep your children protected. And also the fact that the sun is just on the IC, right? The most hidden part, the family.
Mm. Yeah, yeah. And I don't know if this is relevant, but that boss had the same birthday with me.
Interesting.
He didn't have the same year, because he was an older man, but it was 25th of June. It was like I never met someone with my own. Yeah.
Mhm.
And my
Interesting. So,
yeah, and my ex partner was a Cancer as well. So it's like I'm not doing well with cancers, actually. So
okay. Well, that's interesting because his son is also on your IC, right? And so he's directly threatening your family.
Yeah, yes, yeah, probably, yeah, probably. That's why, because it's not only him. It was very big with him, which was exactly my date of birth. But in general, like when I hear cancer, man, let's just not.
What's your relationship to Romania
It,
now that you live in
um,
Denmark?
I've been in Denmark since 2014,
Uh,
so it's like I have 12 years here.
do you go back to Romania often?
No.
No, you don't. Interesting.
No, and I'm very split. I have that paradox of an immigrant. I don't belong there and I don't belong. It's like I'm somewhere up in the air in the universe. So is very I'm very split. No, I don't. And I don't it's like I shifted through life and picked whatever I don't know if I liked or maybe made an impact on me, but I don't necessarily relate fully there or fully in some place.
Uh-huh. So
Very,
kind of the same pattern that you're always searching for home.
yeah, yeah. I had actually a friend once. He called me suddenly, like we found each other on the internet and we caught up, and I had to catch up and tell the whole story, that the divorce and this part, and looked at me and he said, "You basically wanted to build the family you didn't have." So,
Mhm.
so it was a little bit, yes,
So do you feel like totally devoted to your kids? Like you think about them all
yeah,
the time, you live for
yeah,
them,
yeah,
they're your
yeah,
purpose, like you love to be around them, you're so
yeah.
interested in them.
Yeah, yeah, it's like I can see, yeah, it's
Like
just
being a
cool.
mom
Yeah,
is like the best thing you can do.
it comes, I don't know if it's the best thing. It comes just very naturally to me.
Hmm.
Very naturally. Is also because of the curiosity. I'm always curious about them. I always observe them and listen to them. And for kids, that's like the best thing.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, is that's the love language, and just to play with them. And
Play and cuddle and
yeah, yeah. And now
and hug.
my daughter is 12. She'll be 13 in August. I don't
Okay,
know
so I
that
see it like you identify yourself very much as a mom.
for them,
Yeah.
but out in the out in the world, I'm like, it's just me trying to survive. So I also, it's funny because after everything that I've been through with the career and with all the shifts I had in my life and in my home life, um, I had the massive battle courts the first years after divorce. So I'm divorced since 2018. So November.
You had court battles
Yeah.
for the kids, I
Massive.
guess.
Massive. Yeah, massive. And all the work I put into myself in my early life in psychology saved me during all of
Uh-huh.
this, because I was
Uh-huh.
very disciplined and I was, yeah, let's do it. Okay. And then I learned to reserve, all that empathy to my kids. And now my kids are a lot more grown up and they can sense it and they know it. And so it's like it's us against the world in a kind of way in their head, like
Mm,
you
mhm.
cannot break us apart. It's like you cannot do this, like
Yeah, even having to like fight for your children, that's like a big event in your life, the sun on the IC in Cancer. But I'm also thinking about again that Mars, Jupiter, Saturn. And also I don't use Chiron typically, but he's exactly there with them. So
yeah.
that makes me think about, so notice there was like the killing of the baby chickens by accident, then there was working with the delinquents and also with the kids that have been abused, right? Mars, Cancer. And then there was the big court battle to get your family, right? So there's the
And
Mars, Jupiter, Saturn.
yeah, and in 2021, yeah, in 2021, that's where the Saturn crossed my moon, and that's
Mm-hmm.
when it hit my kids the most.
Mm-hmm.
he tried to take them basically. So it's like it was
During
like
your Saturn return, in fact, just after.
it was after. That's the thing. It was after. It was not my Saturn return. I got divorced and I just left. So and I was like, I
Yeah,
was
and just
fine.
you see, and just after he wanted to take the kids. That's it, because you have the Saturn return first, and then he opposes your moon immediately.
Yeah, it was actually a huge thing because he tried, like, I've been in court 9 times in those 3 years and I could do it. And because I could do
Uh-huh.
it, and he could still not, break me. He actually had it planned for a whole year, and he got into political party.
Oh
And
God.
yeah, into another city council. I had reports missing. He actually stole the kids, so it's like it was very traumatic event for all three of us. So like he knew that they are most important thing to me and used them as a liability. And then later on with the boss again, so like the society showed me children are just a liability. So it's like I'm hiding them.
Okay.
And I also get I also get a sense like that if I see kids that are not accepted by their parents. For example, we have now with the Pride, and we keep getting the videos on TikTok about I just came out to my parents and I wasn't accepted. I'll adopt you. It's fine. And it's like it's funny because I also attract these people. I also attract all the unaccepted people that are a little bit weird and like maybe this is my Aquarius part. That's why I said maybe Aquarius. I don't know, but maybe that's a bit of Aquarius. My daughter also has Aquarius moon, so it's like can you see here like Aquarius moon, the mother, and it was that shift, and it was very, but
Mm, yeah.
she also loves, like, she's also like me, let the people be themselves, and it's so funny to see it. And she calls me twinsy, and it's like, okay. But we are not necessarily twins. I just support her, and of course she supports me, and she's like, of course. It's just an of course thing. It's like it's implied to be yourself, and I kind of attract queer, weird, doesn't matter if maybe it's also because I'm giving them that comforting vibe by letting them be themselves. Like, I don't judge, I don't care, like it's like I don't care, like I'm not going to judge you because of it. And is that observational thing I did also with my kids is also you can see it, you can sense it. Maybe that's the Venus that you said, because it's in Taurus and it's very complacent. So maybe I also from there also I give a little bit of, you can be yourself, it's fine. Like just
Well,
yeah.
for that, I feel your moon in Leo in the fifth, especially.
Mm.
Right? Leo in the fifth, express yourself, be weird, be loud, be queer. Whereas
Yeah,
the caring
yeah.
part for me comes from the sun in Cancer.
I think you're right, and you know why? Because it's not necessarily. It's like I don't expose myself like that. If you go back to my TikTok and you look at it, it's not much. Maybe I'll get a wave, a period, a month when I'm going to yap there something, but I'll hide
Okay.
that point.
Yeah, it
But
makes me think about Saturn in your 10th, right? How you
yeah, yeah,
meet the outer
yeah, yeah.
world.
It's not my need. It's more of I enjoy seeing you being yourself is the most beautiful thing. So yeah, it's very moon, also a little bit hidden because Leo is the sun and you're supposed to be sparkly, but I'm not. I just enjoy to see the
Yeah, it
sparkly.
makes for me it's because your sun is at the bottom of your chart and also in an introverted sign, right? So that makes me think about how, because the sun is about your visibility. So where are you the most visible? At home with the kids. That's where you express yourself the most.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah,
There's the sun.
yeah. You are actually right because if I rebranded my career and I went back to school. So I got into a new collective, and I had actually a hard time with this because it's like they are trying to figure me out, and they make so many crazy assumptions, and it's exhausting for me, but at the same time is true, because you cannot make assumptions. You cannot know me, because I would be myself at home. So it's like
Very good.
as we have, it's funny, we have a saying in Romania that it could be translated like, we didn't eat from the same plate, we didn't share the same food. So it's like, nah, we don't do this. So it's like, it's an intimacy thing. Yeah.
Mm. Invest in your close relationships.
Yeah. And oh yeah, because you also said this is, it's also with the home, with the cooking. It's funny that you say that it is now with the heat. Then I have the room, for example, I took you in this room, but this room will look more for people that I will have guests in my home, because it looks more like an office. You don't get anything personal. You get only what I want you to see.
Okay.
I have the books I want you to see, but a bit more like a threat. But just maybe I'm joking, maybe I'm not. But my important things are in another room, is where I sleep, like my beauty things, the things I cherish. If you ask for the bathroom, you will, because I don't like nosy people, so it's very particular and specific. I don't want people, like there are people who are nosy and go through your cabinets and stuff. So I'm very prepared for that, because I only have expired products there. Or those little soaps from the hotel. So it's like, we don't share the products.
Okay.
So it's like, yeah. And the gifts my daughter is giving me is not here. Let's just not do this. So yeah. So it's very hidden. I have big painting. I did the finger painting with my kids. Is on the other room. It's hidden. You don't get it. No. So
Okay.
yeah. Is or you can get visible, if you get in the flat, you can see jackets or leather. Is very Saturn. Is very you can see the leather boots, but you don't get to see my dresses. You don't get to see my beauty products. You don't get to see the things I love. That's hidden. It's not. So yeah, that's interesting. It's also the home. And in the home, the kitchen, if I have to go there, is I don't cook for anybody. It's for my kids again. And it's actually a very bonding activity. I did that with my dad. I did like to eat with my dad and share the food with my dad. And it was a bonding family activity. That's not for just anybody. If you wanted to bring something to work, I'll buy it. I'd rather give money, but I'm not going to make it.
Okay.
So yeah.
I see what you said when you said that you reserve your very soft side just for the family, for the
Yeah,
kid.
yeah, and it's crazy because at work I would make jokes that I'm burning. I cannot even boil an egg. So he's silly. It's like, if you want to joke, let me joke. Maybe I'm joking, maybe I'm not. And they would look at me confused, because they could sense that I'm trying to confuse them to leave me alone. But in fact, at home, even at the kindergarten, when my kids were small, everybody at the kindergarten, they would tell me, Nora, I'm telling you, every time your Philip has to open that lunch box, we are all waiting for him to see what you prepared, because he would get it was so funny. And I did put so much energy into it to get the most nutritious foods and the balance, and also to have fun, to also what he likes, and Valentine's Day I would buy the baguette, and when you slice it is in the shape of hearts, and it's work, when they would ask me about foods in my country, I say we don't have any. So it's like, yeah, so it's like we don't have any,
And okay, I want to keep listening because it's really interesting and you're doing
Yeah,
like
but it's,
exactly staying on task, but I have another.
yeah,
meeting.
I saw we got over it. But yeah, if you will ever need more, now that you stopped the recording.
Okay, I'm gonna stop the recording here now. So to everyone that was listening, we're signing out with Nora.
Yeah.